Don't be scared of homemade bread. Today, I'm going to show you how to make the best brioche buns that are super easy to make at home and of course, very affordable. These brioche buns are delicious golden brown with a nice buttery center that is perfect for hamburgers, sandwiches, or I just love serving them as rolls because they are that amazing. Let's get cooking. First, we're gonna warm some milk. So you want about 2 cups whole milk. I like using whole for the best flavor, and you want it slightly warm to about 110 degrees Fahrenheit. I like to heat it in the microwave in 30-second intervals since we don't need it boiling, just warmed. Now it's been cooking for about 30 seconds. I'm gonna check mine with a meat thermometer to make sure it's at the right temperature. You can use a candy thermometer if you have that as well. Now let's activate the yeast. For today's recipe, I am using my stand-up mixer. This is amazing. It is a KitchenAid brand. Of course, it's linked in the description below. If you invest in one of these, I promise it's gonna last decades. Start by pouring that warm milk into the bowl. Then we're gonna add in 1.5 tablespoons of dry active yeast. Now, here's the thing about yeast. You wanna make sure it's not expired. That's the common issue people have with this bread recipe. If you're using old yeast, it just will not rise properly. The puppies say hi to all you guys. Give us a shout out if your puppies are always barking while you're cooking in the kitchen. Next, we're gonna add 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. Then add in 2 cups all-purpose flour. Let's talk about how to measure flour correctly. So when scooping flour, you want to scoop, not packed, and level it out. Scoop, this is a leveler, but you can use a butter knife if you don't have one of these. Perfect. And then dump it right in. We're gonna do 2 cups now and more later. Scoop, level, dump it in. We're gonna place this back in our stand-up mixer. Make sure you have the whisk attachment on. Lock it down. And we're going to whisk until this is combined. I like to start it out at a lower speed just so we don't get that milk splashing everywhere. If you have flour sticking to the edge, get a spatula and just scrape it down once so it all gets stirred into the milk. Once it's combined, we're gonna stop, pop this off here. Sorry, everything's harder when you're being filmed, trust me, friends. Cover with a towel, and we're going to set this in a warm place for 30 minutes to let the yeast activate. Now, the weather in your area is gonna affect where you wanna put it. If it's warm outside, it's probably fine to let it just rise anywhere in your kitchen. If it's cold outside and it's cooler, you may wanna put it in your pantry or on top of your oven and turn your oven on low to let that yeast activate. It's been 30 minutes, and our yeast is definitely activated. Now we're gonna put this back on our stand-up mixture. Make sure you lock it in and get out a separate mixing bowl. Crack 6 large eggs into that mixing bowl. Whisk until the egg yolks are broken up until they're all combined. I guess you're like beating the eggs, beat the eggs. I don't know what you say. I'm not a baker, but I can still make this. Now we're gonna melt some butter. You wanna melt 1 3/4 sticks of butter. So I put it just in a separate bowl that's microwave safe, and we're gonna get this melted. When I melt butter, I always heat it in 30-second intervals so that I don't accidentally burn it. So mine just took me 2 intervals today, and it's perfectly melted. Then add those beaten eggs into the mixer and add in that melted butter. 1/8 teaspoon salt. Then mix until those ingredients are all combined. Again, if anything is sticking to the side, scrape down the edges with a spatula. Once it's combined, we are going to switch out this whisk attachment with the dough hook attachment. This is going to stir in the flour, and we're going to form the dough for our rolls. Gradually add the flour in 1 cup at a time until a dough forms. Now, if you do not have a stand-up mixer at home, do not worry, you can do this by hand. You'll just need to stir in the flour with like a sturdy spoon until it's well combined, and then you're gonna knead it by hand. It's definitely easier with the stand-up mixer, but it can be done without one as well. Keep adding the flour 1 cup at a time. Now you might need a little bit more, so you may have an extra cup until your dough is formed. I like to also scrape down the sides after every addition as well. I usually do it first, but I just forgot because I was talking, but I just scrape it down to make sure it's all getting nice and combined. And then mix until that is combined as well. This is what my dough looks like after adding the remaining cups. So I added 4 more on top of the 2. You want it to be thicker than this. So if yours is thin like mine, add in 1/2 cup of flour until it is a dough that's sticky. So the dough is formed. You want it to where it's starting to pull away from the sides of the bowl and is still sticky. Once the dough is formed, we're gonna knead it for 10 to 15 minutes. Now I am kneading it in my KitchenAid, where I'm just gonna let it mix with the dough hook, but you can knead it by hand as well if you're not using your stand-up mixer. After it's been kneading for about 10 minutes, you want it nice and elastic. Remove all that excess dough from your dough hook. It's pretty sticky, so I just stick it right back into the dough. Then we're going to remove this. Here we go, perfect. Cover it back up with our same towel and take it to our warm place again and let it set for an hour this time. It's been an hour. Let's check on our dough. Look how perfectly and beautiful it is. Now we're gonna form it into buns. So this makes, for this recipe, it makes about 20 buns. So what I like to do is I do not weigh them. You can weigh them if you wanna be exact and you wanna make sure they're all the exact same size. But I just know I'm not gonna do that 20 times. So I eyeball it. Get all of your dough out and onto a working surface. We're gonna start with half of the dough. You can use a large knife, or I'm using a dough cutter. Just eyeball it and cut it in half. I'm gonna put half in this mixing bowl and do this half at a time, just so I don't get overwhelmed with the amount of dough I'm working with today. So this piece of the dough is gonna make about 10 buns. So we're gonna cut it in half again, and then cut each half into 5 roughly even-sized pieces. Now we're gonna cut this one into about 5 even pieces. This is half of the half, so a quarter of the dough. So what I like to do is I'm gonna kind of eyeball the center and just cut a little bit to the center for my center roll, and then cut each of those remaining halves in half. Now again, you can weigh it if you prefer, but I'm lazy, so you know I'm not gonna do that. Then take each section and you're gonna roll it into a ball and place it onto a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. Now my baking sheet is 21 by 15-ish, so if you have a smaller one, you might need 2. And then once it's on, just kind of flatten it out so when it bakes, it gives it that bun shape. I'm using this dough cutter, which is awesome for scraping up the dough from the cutting board as well. And this is linked in the description if you guys are in the market. I just want to show you one more time how we're doing this. Just roll it into a ball, place it onto the baking sheet, and then flatten it out. And I'm gonna do 4 rows by 5, and it'll give us our 20 buns. Continue this process until all the buns are formed. And then we're gonna cover them up one more time and let them rise for just 30 minutes this time. While the bread is rising, preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. It's been 30 minutes, let's check our rolls. Ooh. As they rise, it's okay if they touch a little bit like there and there, so do not stress out, and they're going to rise even more when they bake. Now we're gonna prepare an egg wash. So what an egg wash is it's gonna go on top of the rolls, and it helps it make that nice golden crust. So start with 1 egg and whisk in 3 tablespoons of water. And we're going to brush this onto the rolls. Once it's combined, use a basting brush and just brush the top of the rolls. You're not gonna use all of this mixture. You're just wanting to get a little bit on top to help it crisp up while it's baking. Now they're ready to bake. Bake for 25 minutes until the tops are golden brown. It's been 25 minutes. We're gonna let these rest for about 5 minutes and then we'll move them to a wire rack. They have been cooling. Now I just lift them up to separate them and place them on a wire rack to cool completely before using. And they're officially ready to enjoy. So I put them on the wire rack because I find that they're easier to pull apart when they're warm. And then I let them cool a little bit longer on the rack. And then they're ready. You can eat them as is. You can serve it as a burger bun. You can make your favorite sandwich on it. The possibilities are endless. My favorite part is when they're still slightly warm, they're so easy to open up for your favorite sandwich or burger. These are so good. You could top with butter or jam, but the flavor is amazing. It doesn't even need it. Homemade bread is amazing. It's so much better than store-bought in my opinion, and so easy to make with this simple recipes. And if you love easy recipes just as much as we do, make sure you like and subscribe and check out our next video.